Hey, what's up guys? Nuno here. This video is part 1 of a 3-part series on things that, for me, Lumion still gets right to this day. And in this first part, we are going to talk about building your foundation, the workflow tools that let you set up and organize your scene fast. I'm going to walk you through this in the exact order you would actually use them in a real project. Because it's not just about knowing the tools, it's about knowing when to use them. So let's start with number 1, OpenStreet Maps. This sets up the foundation and it allows us to solve the hardest part first, getting site context. Lumion pulls real-world data in seconds, so I'll go to Terrain, click on OpenStreet Maps, and I can search for any location in the world. Let's say I'm working on a project near Santa Barbara, California. I type it in, zoom to my site, select my area. It can be from 500 to 2500 meters range. You can see when I click different areas, the terrain almost immediately shows up. Then select both height map and satellite maps and click to clamp height maps. This setting will set the lowest point in the height map to 0 on the Lumion landscape. If you don't do this, if the lowest point of the selected map area is 500 meters, it will be too difficult to work since the camera will be way too far. So now just click Download OSM. And just like that, roads, buildings, satellite imagery, water bodies, all imported as 3D geometry ready to work with. This way, you are not starting from zero. You are starting with real-world context that you can immediately build upon. This has been in Lumion for years and it still works flawlessly. And for this project, I'm actually setting my location up on the hills because I want to immediately have some backgrounds with mountains. So next up we have layers. So now you have your site, but before you start adding vegetation and objects, there's something crucial you need to do first. Set up your layers. The genius way of doing this is that when you start placing assets, you just select the layer you want and everything you add goes directly there. You stay organized from the beginning. I'll create layers based on what I'm going to add to the scene. I'll create a layer called background trees. This is for distant vegetation. Then I'll create foreground vegetation for the trees and plants close to the camera. Maybe building elements, lighting, whatever makes sense for your project. You can also hide heavy layers while you are working to improve performance. Then turn them back on for rendering. And if you need, starting from Lumion 2026, you can also drag the layers positions for better organization. This keeps everything running smooth, even in complex scenes. So, set up your layers first, then populate. Now that your layers are set up, let's talk about placing objects efficiently. And this is where the F key becomes really useful. I usually don't do this first, but this is one of those hidden features that, once you know it, you'll lose it all the time. When we are moving an object, press and hold F, and the object will follow the terrain. I'll grab this tree, start moving it. Now I press and hold F. You see how it follows the terrain contours? It's adjusting the height automatically as I move around. Without this, you would have to manually adjust the vertical position of every single object. With uneven terrain, that would take forever. This seems small, but when you are placing hundreds of objects across uneven terrain, this saves so much time. But even if you don't want to use the F key shortcut, each placement tool or object has an option to click the Conform to Terrain, which does the same thing. Okay, so the F key is great for placing individual objects, but what if you need to place hundreds or thousands? That's where the area, line and cluster placement come in. These tools let you populate large areas quickly with randomization. And remember, you have already selected your layer, so everything goes exactly where it should. I'll select the background trees, select line placement and choose a variety of trees. I like to use these ones. You can pause the video, write them down and add them to your favorites. Then I'll just draw a line or shape where I want them. Lumion scatters them with random rotation, scale and positioning. You can adjust the density, the spacing, how much randomization you want, and in seconds you have a forest that would have taken hours to place manually. And for background areas where you need vegetation but don't need close-up detail, use the cluster section. These cluster trees are optimized, they look great from a distance and they will render incredibly fast. Now I'll switch to my foreground vegetation layer and add some high detail vegetation closer to the camera. Here you can use the newly introduced area placement tool in Lumion 26. You just drag a shape where you want the assets to be, you get a preview of how many assets you have and their placement settings, and when you are ready, just hit to populate. Super easy and really fast way to get your scene built. Alright, so you have the site, you have organized your layers, now you have filled it. Next steps, managing changes. So now you have a lot of assets in your scene, we have trees, rocks, vegetation, hundreds of objects. And at some point, you're going to need to select groups of them to make changes. This is where selection tools come in. Lumion gives you several ways to select multiple objects, and knowing this will make your workflow so much faster. You can select by clicking while holding Shift to add objects one by one. But when you have a lot of objects, there are better ways. Drag a box around objects. You can select by layer, and you can even select by object type. Let's say I want to select all the pine trees in this area. I can click on one tree, then use the selection tools to select all the same assets. Or if I prefer, I can even select all within the same category. But it's not all. We also have a scene inspector tool which allows for visualizing all the objects on your scene. You can even filter by type, vegetation, lights, etc. Or you can simply search exactly what you are looking for. Quite handy when you have big scenes. This is one of my favorites, the replace tool. And this tool is a lifesaver when clients change their minds, which happens quite often, right? Imagine this, you have spent 30 minutes placing and scaling trees throughout your scene. You have used mask placement tools, you have adjusted individual trees for composition, scale variation looks natural, rotation looks great. Then your client says, actually, can we try a different tree species? Having to manually select and replace each tree, trying to remember the exact scale and rotation would be a nightmare. But not in Lumion. You just select all the trees you want to replace, use the Replace tool, choose the new species, and Lumion swaps every single one while keeping the exact placement, scale and rotation. And it's not just for trees. You can replace furniture, cars, people, any object. It works the same way. Alright, so that's part 1, building your foundation. These are the foundation workflow tools, the ones that let you build and organize complex scenes without hassle. And in part 2, we are going to make this scene look real. Weathering, surface imperfections, green walls, all those material details that take your rendering to the photorealism realm. So if you don't want to miss that, make sure you are subscribed and hit the bell button. And if you're already watching this from the future, just click up here to watch part 2. Let me know in the comments, which of these tools did you not know about? Which ones are you going to start using? And by the way, if you don't have Lumion yet and want to get started, you can get a free trial. Students get Lumion for free as well. I'll leave the links below. And if you already own Lumion and want to go deeper and master the full workflow from scene setup to final renders, check out my Lumion render course. Link is in the description below. Alright, thanks for watching and I'll see you in part 2.